Welcome to the Transparent FX Academy. I'm Nick, and I'm a top author and trading view with over 190k reputation points. In this video, I will be taking a pair, breaking it down from a technical and order flow perspective, and in doing so, I will provide as much free education as possible. So I really suggest that you stick to the video till the end, and I will see you on the charts. In today's video, I want to speak about AUD CAD because at the moment we do have quite interesting price action and structure. So first, I will be covering the technical side, then we will move to the order flow. Now, starting here from the monthly time frame, what we can see is that the market has just created a double bottom at this zone. From here, all this rejection to the upside was created. The market then went all the way down to retest this area and is currently rejecting it as support. Now, as we are rejecting previous support, which is now again support, the market clearly means that it created a double bottom, and from here we could expect more bullish price action to be developed. Now, if we go down on the weekly time frame, what do we see? Now, on the weekly, we can notice how in creating this move to the upside, the market is also currently creating this W formation. Now, in general, after the creation of a W, what you want to see is short-term bearish price action before then seeing more bullish price action to develop. We can also notice how we are currently approaching exactly the previous high. From here, all this move to the downside was created, meaning that this area acted as very strong supply for this market. And now that we are approaching once again this area, there is the possibility from here to see a test of the zone and then a potential rejection lower for the short-term correction that we already wanted to see by looking at this W formation. Now, after that, yes, we do expect more bullish price action, but overall, a little bit of weakness when we approach this zone is definitely a possibility. Going down the daily time frame, what do we have? Now, here on the daily, I spoke about AUD CAD a few times in the past. I spoke about it after the creation of this pattern. From here, I explained all the reasons for which we could expect this rejection to the downside. That is what the market gave us. From here, I made another breakdown explaining all the reasons for which we wanted to see this rejection to the upside. And again, that is what the market gave us. From here, I made the last analysis in which I explained why from here we could expect first a correction and then more bullish continuation, which is exactly what at the moment the market is giving us. And by the way, I will link in the description all these previous analysis so you can go and check them out for more free education. However, at the moment, what we can see is that in creating this move to the upside, the market is clearly breaking above the previous high. The problem is that, as we have identified already previously, on the weekly time frame, all this zone is actually strong resistance. And if we make it visible also on the lower time frames, what we can see here is that we are very close to this area. So there is the possibility to see the market go and test this zone and then reject to the downside. That is exactly what we would like to see. Because if you remember, if you have a level of previous resistance, once it gets broken to the upside, is turned support. However, if the market fails in respecting it as support and breaks back below the zone, at that point, after a break below, you expect a retest and continuation lower. Essentially, that is the creation of a head and shoulder, with the left shoulder here, the head, which is here, and the right shoulder that is here. So what we would like to see in order to have all time frames aligning for a potential move to the downside is for the support to fail when the market will retest it. We don't know if that will happen. The market from here could easily just continue higher or retest this zone and then continue higher. That is definitely possible. However, if the market fails to respect this as support and breaks back below the zone, at that point, we would have the possibility to create a head and shoulders. And what that means is that if the market will fail to respect this as support, on the retest, this is exactly the area inside of which we would have good probabilities for a potential rejection lower, essentially for the creation of this head and shoulders. Now, let's go and see what we have when it comes to the commitment of traders, which is the COT data. So what the non-commercials and the biggest speculators in the market are doing. Now, if we check the data for the AUD, what we can see is that with the last reports, we have seen a weakening of the AUD. We went from minus 27K all the way down to minus 42K net positions, showing that institutions have been adding shorts on the AUD. We went from 60K to now 75K shorts. So clearly, hedge funds have been adding shorts on the AUD, making it weaker, making net positions decrease. If we go and see what we have on the CAD, we can see how the CAD has been getting, in the long term, clearly weak, but in the short term, it has been getting stronger, going from minus 25K to minus 11K. What this means is that, at least in the short term, we could see short-term strength of the CAD and weakness of the AUD, which is exactly what we need for this move to the downside. Before then, yes, we do expect more bullish continuation, as we have already seen by looking at the monthly time frame that has now created this double bottom. But at least in the short term, there is the possibility for this correction. So we do not know if the market will create that fake breakout essentially to the upside by failing to respect this area as support and breaking lower. But if the market will break below that zone on the retest, how we could be approaching this potential move lower. Now, as usual, trading is reactive and not predictive. The monthly, weekly, and daily combined with the CO2 data, those are the best time frames from a directional perspective. However, when it comes to confirmations and entries, the best time frames are the intraday time frames, so 4 hour and lower. Therefore, what we could be doing is monitoring price action from an intraday perspective during this move to the upside, waiting for the market to shift from an intraday bullish market as we would have to an intraday bearish market. And if the market would shift from an intraday bullish to bearish market and provide to us one of our valid entries, at that point we could be looking for a potential rejection lower for the market to complete this impulse correction and impulse pattern to the downside. Now, if you don't know what I'm speaking about when I say valid entries and this kind of things, that is all part of the mentorship program, which you can find at transparentfxtrading.com. Here you have the possibility to gain access to my entire course with all the rules of the strategies. You also have the possibility to gain access to one-on-one private mentoring, the VIP market breakdowns with the Telegram signals, the CO2 data software, which is the one that we used in this analysis, the trading station software, which puts together everything that you need as a trader all in one interface. And if you scroll lower past the testimonials, you will see that at the moment I'm running a special promotion in which you have a huge discount on the upfront price for lifetime access to the mentorship program, all the way down to 97 euros for lifetime access. And as an option, since I have partnered with the Forex broker Blueberry Markets, if you open an account with them from the student dashboard, you can then get a full refund credited back into your trading account. And if you scroll lower, you will see that at the moment there is still time to join before the timer goes to 0 and the offer expires and the price goes back to normal. However, spots are limited, so if they get filled before the timer goes to 0, the offer will end anyway. So I really suggest that directly from here you join and gain automatically access with the email and password that you will create during the checkout. So definitely looking forward to have you on board. If you enjoyed the video, make sure that you smash that like button and comment below. It really does support the creation of more free education and analysis for all of you, and I'll see you in my next video.